Good afternoon. My name is Monty Henry, owner of DPR Surveillance Equipment, and we're a full-service surveillance and security equipment company. We have three distinguishing things that separate us from the competition. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. We have 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We have perhaps the largest inventory of items that not only can you buy, but you can rent or lay away as well. This particular session has to do with cybersecurity. We're putting a great amount of emphasis on cybersecurity lately, mainly because it touches upon some areas that a lot of our customers are indeed interested in. So if you have any interest in cybersecurity, or if you've ever wanted to learn about cybersecurity, you probably want to pay attention and grab a cup of coffee or some tea or whatever that you may need, because we have a lot of information to cover, and we're going to try to spend about an hour covering the various items of concern. So again, while we give you guys an opportunity to grab a seat and get whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. Okay, we're just gonna check a few things here. Okay, so without any further ado, one of the main areas that we want to look at first is going to be regarding the iPhone itself. We all remember the situation in San Bernardino. We made a reference to this in the last Fire Talk session. We made a reference to the idea that the iPhone itself had been compromised. There was actually a firm that the FBI was working with out of Israel. We now know that the name of the company was NSO Group Technologies Limited. Okay, so NSO actually came up with a way of compromising that particular phone, that model of phone, for instance, and they were able to get access to how that phone actually safeguarded the customer's information. So that particular hack allowed our government and various other government agencies to use that phone as a spying device. Okay, so basically the end result of this Israeli firm, the result of their hacking into the iPhone, excuse me, trying to wake up here, as much as possible at least, but that particular phone could then be used as a spying device. Okay, you could turn on the mic, turn on the camera, use the tracking features, messaging features, etc., basically allowing you what we call root access to get access to all of the same rights and privileges that the owner of the phone normally would have the rights to. So Apple was made aware of that bug, and I'll put the name of the company in there on the side, so anybody who wants to take a look at that can see who that firm was. There were some researchers. One organization, a group called, some researchers out of Citizen Lab, they investigated it, and mobile security firm Lookout, they also verified that the that particular Apple phone, that model, could be compromised. And the solution was basically to update the operating system, because Apple came out with a fix after they were notified. So long as you're running 9.3.5 version of the operating system on your phone, you should be fine. If there's any reason why you can't upgrade or update that operating system, excuse me, then you're more than likely going to end up with a phone that's compromised. So we just want to get that out there to let you know that the Apple's operating system, unfortunately, the credibility of that operating system it's not impregnable. Okay, the FBI they admitted that finding that they paid $1 million and got an opportunity to find out specifically what the vulnerabilities are. And this has a lot to say about the shared information between government agencies, corporate America, and citizenry. We need to know when our phones are vulnerable to compromise, whether that be government agencies or whether that's any other agencies for that matter. So that's one thing we need to keep in mind, okay? Or whenever there's a vulnerability discovered, we need to know, and corporate America needs to get the opportunity to fix it, because a lot of us, we don't want our information out there on the internet. We don't want to be tracked by nefarious government agencies, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that particular vulnerability, as far as I can tell, has been taken care of. And let's see, there's a lot of information that we're going to cover here. Moving right along, let's see. Oh, Apple is finally offering a bug bounty, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, maybe this is a new term for you. Apple has finally decided to pay people something for finding out whether or not there's problems with Apple's operating systems and hardware, etc., software, you name it. Typically, when you offer a bug bounty, that simply means that you're paying hackers to get access to the phone, the operating system, apps, and find out whether or not there's any vulnerabilities. Okay, so as scary as it sounds, it's actually a good idea, because typically you want to find out whether or not there's a problem. Okay, just 1 second, just in case this makes any difference here. I'm going to put my headset on, just in case. I think later on we're probably going to end up talking to some people if necessary, but we definitely want to take advantage of the supposed improved sound quality that we get. Excuse me, when we put the headset on. Okay, so we're still formalizing the appearance and the finesse of the fire talk sessions, but we definitely want to put more emphasis on getting good, credible information out there to you guys. So let's see, where were we? Okay, we were talking about Apple finally paying a bug bounty to those individuals who can hack into its systems and find vulnerabilities, which is good news. Okay, so if you're a hacker and you feel like you have what it takes to find out whether or not Apple's hardware and software, etc., is as robust or resilient as we're led to believe, then go ahead and contact Apple and see if you can find out whether or not you can actually find any vulnerabilities. Okay, so that is very important there. Let's see, moving right along. Oh, this is interesting. You guys will probably like this one. Hackers create fake mobile banking apps. Okay, so for better or for worse, now there are mobile banking apps that you could end up interacting with on your phone. Okay, so I'm going to put a link to this article that I've actually blogged about on that subject. This is the way it works. Typically, when you're on your mobile phone, hackers can send you a text message and cause you to, I'm just letting my wife know that we're having a fire talk session just in case. I don't want to surprise her. But yeah, hackers definitely will send you a text message. They'll tell you something like, you need to update your profile, email address. Maybe someone has got into your bank or checking account. You know, believe it or not, hackers will say something like that. And we need to verify who you are, et cetera, et cetera. Please click on this link. Otherwise, we have to close your account down. Right. and you'll click on the link in the text message. It'll take you to what is perceived to be a legitimate mobile banking app that just happens to look like one of the banking sites or apps that you currently use, and what'll end up happening is they'll ask you for your credentials, of course. And some of them go so far as to ask you for social security numbers and everything else that typically you don't provide. But you'll be presented with an application that actually sits on top of the regular application, the legitimate one. You'll be interacting with the hackers mobile banking app, and it'll of course take over your information, steal your identity, eventually more than likely take all the funds out of your checking account, etc. So anyway, if you want to learn more about that specific situation, click on that link I provided on the right hand side where it says hackers create fake mobile banking apps for smartphone users. Okay, it's a very enlightening article, I think. So you guys should get something out of that one, hopefully. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so that was regarding the mobile banking app. And let's see, we have, there's competitions, okay, that go on with a lot of the young people across the nation. And what they're doing is they're learning how to compete against each other in hacking competitions, okay? There's a particular competition, for instance, in Florida, UCF, I think that's University of Central Florida. They had their own cyber competition, okay? And what happened was sure about that. Yeah, there was an individual. There's two individuals that are like the premier team leaders out of UCF. We want to give props to Heather Lawrence, and there was another individual, Alex Davis, I think it is. They were part of a 180 student club. Okay, and I think this is the third consecutive time in a row where Alex and Heather actually their teams actually won the prize of being the head honchos of cyber cyber teams. Okay, their teams were able to do certain complex things as not only defend a network that they just got a chance to be presented with as part of the competition, but you defended this network that you've never seen before. You've also swapped out operating systems as part of that. You know, at a spur of the moment, and in addition to that, you have to run certain business functions. So there are certain things that you had to do with the network while you were defending it, while you were running that network as if it were a business. Okay, so we want to give props out to again Heather Lawrence and Alex Davis out of UCF, University of Central Florida. Okay, for competing and winning the College Cyber Defense Championship. Okay, so I think that's a very interesting article for you hackers, or if you want to be cybersecurity experts in the future. If you want to prove your mettle in terms of whether or not you can actually hack into these systems, defend networks, work for corporate America, work for government agencies, and keep hackers out of those systems, you may want to sign up for this as a nationwide competition, and they actually will help out determine who's going to be the premier cybersecurity experts of the future. Okay, so that's the College Cyber Defense. Those are the College Cyber Defense Championship out of UCF. And also at the last DEF CON conference in Las Vegas, there was a bit of controversy. The what happens was the person who actually founded DEF CON was helping with the fundraiser. Hillary gave a fundraiser, I think at the same time at the DEF CON convention was going on. They gave a fundraiser, and from what I understand, the founder of DEF CON actually assisted with that particular fundraiser. Okay, I don't know for sure whether he was biased or not, but he went on record as saying that he would actually gladly promote Donald Trump as well as Hillary Clinton, as long as they put emphasis on cybersecurity and cyber defense in terms of awareness and education. So anyway, that was a bit of controversy surrounding the DEF CON Black Hat conventions that went on in Las Vegas. But it looked like Hillary Clinton decided to take advantage of the education and the awareness growing out of the particular cyber threats that we've been encountering. So my hat's off to that campaign and those individuals in that campaign that saw this as an opportunity to raise the awareness of where we are with security threats in the cyber areas. Okay, and then we have a few news stories. We have hackable thermostats, Internet of Things. It presents us with a lot of new vulnerabilities. One of them is, of course, the hackable thermostat. Okay, and I think one of the more famous thermostats is the Nest thermostat that was acquired by Google, and that one, I don't know specifically whether or not it's vulnerable, but there's a possibility that it could be. But we're definitely looking at the top 10 news stories, and that was one of them. So you could click on that link when you get a chance and see for yourself. Another thing that made the headlines was Michael Phelps was targeted by hackers after winning the 19th gold medal. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how successful that was, but Michael Phelps was supposedly targeted by hackers. Okay, let's see here. We can just put the top 10 in there. Okay, it looks like we have too many characters. So maybe if we can put the top 5 first. Maybe not even that much. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so we have, there's the top 3 news stories involving hacking that we've extracted from the internet. And then we have 5 through 6. Let's see if we can get 7 through 10. Okay, 7 through 10. Okay, and Carolyn Aranda, the co-owner of the company, just walked into the HomeFlash office. You want to say hi, Carolyn?
Hi, Carolyn.
Okay,
Hi.
Carolyn is the co-owner of DPO Surveillance Equipment, and we're partnering together to run our regular business, which involves physical security, having to do with the trackers and the bug detectors and the listening devices and the hidden cameras and all of that. And we're also taking a look at cybersecurity as well. So because a lot of our customers, they own phones and they do banking and different things online, and they want to know, how do you keep those devices safe, and how do you keep your information safe? So a lot of our customer inquiries start to spill over into the cyber area. So we decided we better take a look at that particular area as well, since we ended up answering a lot of those questions and concerns anyway. So now we're the quote unquote cybersecurity experts, in addition to physical security. So anyway, on the left hand side, when you see the numerated articles, that's 1 through 10. We got the hackable thermostats, Michael Phelps being targeted and when he won the 19th medal. Insider threats are behind a sharp rise in data theft. Okay, so it looked like a lot of those data thefts have more to do with people on the inside taking advantage as compared to outside. Car fobs for automobiles are another area. The car keys, because most of them are electronic nowadays. They're our favorite target with the hackers. So make sure that you talk to your manufacturer. Make sure you read as much as possible about any vulnerabilities associated with your key fob for your car. A lot of on the news, we're seeing a lot more things about laptops being used to hack into vehicles. If thieves have the time, they'll literally take a laptop or iPad or something, go into a vehicle, hack into the onboard computer system, OBD, and plug into that, hack into the car, either directly or wirelessly, and take over the security system of the car and disable it and take off with the vehicle. So that's another area you guys want to take a look at. Let's see, we have a company called FireEye, which is a premier cybersecurity company in this space, and they actually help out mitigate a lot of the threats and the cyber fields. They're called FireEye, and they're laying off 400 people. So for whatever that's worth, that's going on now. Layoffs, which you would think would be very rare, but sometimes these companies, they have to lay off for whatever reason. Maybe they're growing too fast or have certain products or services that need to be revamped or something. You get too many people. Let's see. Cyber risk to critical infrastructure hits 14 million euro, looks like, per organization every year. So it looks like critical infrastructure is definitely costing a lot of money, at least 15 million euro. That could be 25 million and US dollars. Okay. Let's see. We have visual hacking. And we've, I think the last Fire Talk talked about visual hacking or hacking involving using information embedded in YouTube videos, etc., or maybe even spilling over into certain areas like social engineering. Okay, and then we have a new form of ransomware. That's number 8, the Hitler ransomware. Jeep hackers demonstrate new terrifying compromises. Google beefs up Gmail security. So it looks like Gmail is typically on the forefront of security itself in terms of securing your email, but they're adding new functionality so that to lessen the likelihood of someone compromising their systems. So when you get a chance, take a look at the security features offered by Gmail so that you can understand exactly what Google is doing in that particular area. Let's see, I think that link that I gave you for the top 10, that may not be the correct link. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I could edit that link. But yeah, those are the top 10 minus that particular reference to that article. So those are the top 10 news stories. Okay, and let's see, we have Donald Trump under fire for failing to register with the ICO. Okay, that's an organization, Information Commissioner's Office, out of was that Ireland, Scotland, Northern Scotland. Like any other organization, you're supposed to protect the data privacy of your members, and he failed to do so. And that particular organization was very concerned about the data privacy of the people of Scotland, and he was warned to make sure that he was offering the type of security that he's supposed to offer. So that was a headline that didn't help out Donald Trump as far as data security and privacy was concerned. So I'll just list that there, and you can do some further investigation of your own and see. But yeah, he was under fire from the ICO, and hopefully he's safeguarding customer information. It's supposed to be a presidential candidate, so he needs to be, of course, on top of reassuring us that he's going to be the type of person that we can rely upon to secure the nation's information, let alone for one golf club or golf organization. Let's see here. What else we have? There's an organization on the internet by the name of New America. Peter Singer from New America, and then there's a young lady by the name of Sarah Sorcher from Passcode. And they also chat with Bruce Snyder. Bruce Snyder is a prolific author and chief technology officer at Resilient Systems. They were talking about the challenges of publicly blaming countries for cyber attacks. Okay, that's a mouthful, but we want to let you know that one of the debates that are going on now is what happens when one country attacks another country, okay? How do you react to it? Okay, so Peter Singer and Sarah Sorcher and Bruce Snyder are taking a look at what do you do when you have to point out that it was North Korea or Russia or China, and sometimes you don't have all the information specifically, but you eventually you have to go on record and attribute an attack to someone or some country. So that's a debate that they're having in Washington and various corporations around the United States, et cetera, et cetera. Attribution, when do you go out and say, I think it was this country, that country, or the other one? And when you do, what all information should you have to make sure that you sound like you really did enough research in order to verify who you are, what information you have, and exactly what took place, okay? And what else regarding that? Let's see. So anyway, that talks about the challenges of blaming countries for cyber attacks, okay? And for you professionals out there, you know that attribution is a very important thing that needs to be looked into, and we need to formalize some sort of protocol for determining when do you go on record to state that this happened, that happened, and I think this is who was responsible, okay? And there's a YouTube video that you guys in the industry may want to look at. The video talks about, let's see if I got that right. Yeah, top cyber trends for 2016. So take a look at that video when you get a chance, particularly if you're in the industry you work for, corporate America, you work for government agencies, etc., and you want to know what the latest trends that are going on right now. And you'll get I think a good amount of information out of that particular article. Okay. And then moving right along, Symantec acquired Blue Coat, which is a company that helps secure data, protecting web traffic and data on the internet, or in the cloud rather. Okay. So you may ask yourself, well, what does this have to do with anything important? Well, it kind of signals that Symantec was a dominant player in the antivirus area. That, as most of us know in the cybersecurity fields, antivirus software is pretty much becoming very obsolete and inadequate for protecting corporate America and citizens, etc. So they're moving more towards what we call endpoint protection, the actual hardware that is connecting your corporation, government agencies to the internet. In other words, there's a certain point where your routers, your peripherals, printers, doesn't matter, where they actually connect to the internet and allow the gateway in and out of your company, in and out of your government agency, in and out of your house, for instance. So endpoint is where it is. Endpoint protection is where it is. And looks like Symantec is taking a look at making a transition with the acquisition of Blue Coat. Now, Blue Coat already has over 15,000 clients. 70% of them are Fortune Global 500 companies. So this is not a minor issue. This is a major effort for Symantec to become relevant and get back into the space of data protection and web traffic protection on the internet. They spent $4.4 billion on that acquisition. No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. They should generate $4.4 billion in revenue as a result of that, the business coming from Blue Coat. I made a note somewhere in here how much they spent. I think they spent $4.65 billion in June to acquire that company. So the reason why I bring these public acquisitions and mergers and different things to your attention is so that you guys will get the impression that there's a lot of activity going on, and what does corporate America send? What signals do they send to us when it comes to who they're buying, what companies they're buying and selling and merging with? Well, these are clear signals. Okay, these are trends. These are things that are happening with public companies, and they should give you an idea of where technology is going, where the money is going, or where the action is going to be. Okay, there's a quote by Piper Jaffray and Andrew Nowinski talking about malware changing quite often, and it's hard to keep up. So you have to take a look at a new approach. Okay, every once in a while, you have to stop doing what doesn't work and start doing what does work. Okay, so endpoint protection is a new area, and that's where the action is. Okay, so one of the last things is for you wannabe hackers that want to practice, not on your employer's computer, not on some other person's computer where you can do some damage, compromise their own machines. The days of hacking into a university computer, taking it over and exposing vulnerabilities, that is not as compelling anymore. So you may want to consider using virtual machines. Virtual machines are basically machines that are virtual software in nature, and you download it to your computer from the internet, and you work in a protected controlled environment where you test out your ideas as far as software, hacker tools, etc. on these virtual machines. I think IBM has virtual machines for hackers, and you can download theirs. The one I just put in there, Hypervisor, offers free virtualization as well. And if you want more sophisticated equipment or tools to work with, then you can take a look at the paid version. Okay, so that is one area where we're definitely looking at, and as far as letting hackers or work in those environments where they can not compromise someone else's machines, but operate in a virtual environment. Okay, so we covered a lot of different things in this particular session, and I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to save this recording, and well, it's already saved, but we're going to promote it and see whether or not we can at least get the word out to everyone who didn't get a chance to attend. Let's see here. So we appreciate it as usual when you guys attend these sessions, and we want you to come back and visit us. And as we always say, bring a friend, relative, enemy, associate, anyone, and invite them to these sessions, and share it with them. Take these take this information to work with you and share it with people, so that we can all have a nice, safe environment. Just checking and making sure that the video is recorded correctly. But yeah, my name is Monty Henry, owner of DPL Surveillance Equipment. And Carolyn, you want to say bye?
Hi, I'm Carolyn. Thank you for viewing. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
So if you have any questions regarding physical security, particularly, give us a call. We're open 24/7, 365. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. Give us a call at 888-344-3742. That's 888-344-3742. And this session, as usual, is sponsored by DPL Surveillance Equipment or Spy Gadget Rentals, okay? Whichever is easier to remember. It'll probably be Spy Gadget Rentals. But we want to say thanks again for you guys attending this session, and we welcome you back into the next session. The next session, just going to give you guys a little teaser. The next session will probably start off with covering with, there was something, let's see, that I wanted to take a look at. That is going to be, let's see. Let's talk about, well, we're going to start off with police departments using spy cameras on planes, okay? So not snakes on a plane, but spy cameras on planes. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about the next time. So again, you guys have fun and take care, and we'll stay safe.